Some details were changed. This story is based on real events. Names and small details were changed to protect privacy. But the emotion, the struggle, and the lesson are real. There was a man who used to wake up every morning before the sun, not because he was disciplined or motivated, but because worry didn't allow him to sleep anymore. His alarm clock stopped being necessary years ago. Bills, responsibilities, and the quiet fear of failing his family woke him up long before the day began. From the outside, no one would guess how heavy his life felt. He worked. He smiled when necessary. He said, "I'm fine," automatically. But inside, something was slowly breaking. The kind of breaking that doesn't make noise. The kind that happens when a person gives everything they have and still feels like it's not enough. At some point, light took more than it gave. His business failed. The savings disappeared. And one night, sitting alone in his car after another rejection, he cried, not loudly, not dramatically, but silently, with his head resting against the steering wheel, asking himself a question he never thought he would ask. How did I end up here? What hurt the most wasn't the money, it was the feeling of letting people down. He stopped talking about his dreams. He stopped making plans. He started surviving instead of living. Every day felt the same. Heavy, slow, uncertain, and slowly, almost without noticing, he began to believe that this was his limit. That maybe some people are simply meant to struggle quietly. Then something unexpected happened. One afternoon, while waiting in line at a small grocery store, he noticed an elderly woman struggling to pay for her items. Her hands were shaking. The cashier looked uncomfortable. The line grew quiet. Without thinking, he stepped forward and paid for her groceries. It wasn't a heroic act. It didn't fix his life. It didn't change his bank account. But when the woman looked at him with tears in her eyes and said, "You have no idea how much this means," something inside him shifted. For the first time in months, it felt too simple. That moment didn't erase his problems, but it reminded him of something he had forgotten, that his value was never tied to his success. His worth was never measured by numbers. His presence still mattered. That night, he went home and cried again, but this time it was different. This time, the tears carried relief. A quiet realization formed in his mind. Maybe my story isn't over. Maybe this is just the part no one talks about. The months that followed were not easy. There was no overnight miracle. But something changed inside him. He stopped asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and started asking, "What can I learn from this?" He took small steps. Embarrassingly small steps. He applied for jobs he thought were beneath him. He asked for help. He admitted fear, and slowly, painfully, life began to move again. Years later, when things were finally stable, he was asked what saved him. He didn't talk about money. He didn't talk about opportunity. He didn't talk about luck. He said this: "What saved me was realizing that my lowest moment didn't erase who I was. It revealed who I still could be." If you're watching this right now, feeling broken, exhausted, or invisible, this story is for you. Your pain does not define you. Your struggle does not disqualify you. Your lowest chapter is not the end of your story. You are still here. And that means something. Sometimes, the moment that almost breaks you is the moment that quietly rebuilds you stronger, deeper, and more human than before. So, if life feels unbearable right now, remember this: you are not finished. You are not forgotten. You are becoming. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Stay within.